Man, oh man, oh man. Every day I turn around, there's more good news for Zack Snyder. And here we go again. Let's get it. All right, man. Torches up. You know what it is, man. If you want to leave a donation, link is on the screen, Cash App, all that good stuff. I'm the King of the North. Let me know what King you from. Beautiful, single, sexy ladies. Put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones at. So today's episode, we're going to talk about the Snyderverse once again. I actually got another episode I didn't drop. I'm dropping so many episodes, but today this will come out. I'm going to be dropping these episodes on the offshoot, so you'll see it coming. It's not going to be something I do like 100% all the time on a schedule, but you'll see it coming. So be on the lookout if you see any of my Zack Snyder joints. So, oh yeah, too, I'm doing the award ceremony January 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you're here for that. So look, man, let's get right to it, man. No more talking. Let's go. All right, man. This comes courtesy of Tyrone Magnus. You already know what it is. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. So let's get it, man. Let's go.
Whoa! They're moving kind of fast. They're moving kind of fast. DC shakeup explodes. Gunn sidelined as DeLuca takes control. Exclusive. All right. Following the recent report from Puck News, I heard back from my insiders who suggest that James Gunn is already done at DC. The insiders point to how Puck reported that Paramount executives went above Gunn and visited weapons director Zack in Prague, where he is filming his new Resident Evil movie to talk about his DC pitch. And I know he had a DC pitch.
Okay, I don't know if I believe this story because if the deal isn't done yet, unless the deal is secretly done, why would they do that? Why would they go above him? And the producer for Weapons was Weapons a part of DCU? I don't understand that. Was it a part of that? If it was, then I understand. But if it wasn't, then why would it matter if they went to the weapons director? I don't understand that. People keep telling me to go see Weapons. I need to go. I need to watch it. But if it is, then why would they? People say they go over his head, but is the weapons director in charge of DC? I don't know if I believe this story. I don't know. Sometimes I think people put stuff out, and maybe they are telling the truth. Maybe they do have insiders. Who knows? But maybe they get in a certain way they're reporting. It might be something different, but I don't know. I'm just being honest. I don't know if I believe this one yet.
As my insiders previously pointed out, Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi, the heads of WB Films, are the ones who brought Zack into Warner Bros. Weapons was huge, as was Minecraft, which DeLuca dated. The sequel only 2 weeks after Gunn's Man of Tomorrow. Both DeLuca and Abdi have had their contracts renewed. James Gunn's contract has not been renewed and expires next year. My insiders also said that following Zack Snyder restoring the Snyderverse, DeLuca and Abdi would reboot DC. Recall that I was told.
Now, do I believe Abby and DeLuca will reboot DC? They are the ones who've been pushing for Snyder for a long time. And I think they have the vision for it, and I think that it will happen. If they get, you know, the crazy thing is they don't even have to necessarily get rid of James Gunn. James Gunn can still do, because, you know, when Kevin Feige and he had the Russo brothers, and James Gunn still was working together, and there was a bunch of other directors over there. So it's not an issue. I think with DC is a little bit different because there's so many there's so many characters that are closer together than Marvel. Marvel is blown wide open. And the crazy thing is, Marvel has entities within entities. DC does too, but I think their universe is closer knit together than Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Marvel has a whole Spider-Man verse. You know what I'm saying? Even though Superman does and Batman does too, but they're still connected closer than, let's say, Spider-Man and Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it probably wouldn't be as a of a good idea for James Gunn to stick around unless he's willing to be closer to this. Now, me personally, I definitely think Zack Snyder should take over. There's no way in the world if DC want to have a chance at actually succeeding, they need to just bring Snyder back. I've been saying this for a long time. I've been saying that Zack Snyder needs to come back and needs to just not even only finish his story, he needs to just take over DC, period, and just run it for the end to the end of time, like for real. I don't understand why they wouldn't bring Zack Snyder back. That's just stupid. But let's keep it going.
Old DeLuca's original plan for The Flash was to bring back the DCEU, bring back Ben Affleck as Batman, bring Henry Cavill as Superman, and build toward a big Batman multiverse with Michael Keaton also back as Batman. I do remember hearing about that. That all.
Yeah, I don't understand why DC got $1 billion franchises just like Marvel. And even though Spider-Man was Sony, Spider-Man wasn't Marvel. Marvel did Disney did acquire Spider-Man eventually. They I believe borrowed him or whatever for the Avengers or whatever. Because obviously you had to have him in it, but they didn't have the X-Men in there, which I believe X-Men is owned by somebody else. I can't remember exactly who the X-Men owned by. I think it's Paramount. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But the crazy thing is, DC characters are all close together. They got $1 billion franchises. You know, this how you know that DC has a $1 billion franchise. Aquaman made $1 billion over Batman versus Superman. Now that's how you know that DC got $1 billion franchise, because Aquaman is not even the most popular character out of DC. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, if Zack Snyder comes back, every film he does is going to do $1 billion. Because people want to see it. Even his haters want to see his films. Even if you say, I don't like, visually, you want to see his films. You can't even compare James Gunn to anything Zack Snyder does when it comes to vision. Maybe you want to talk about the writing part, okay. But the visual parts, no. Come on. Don't play this game. For real.
Went away when James Gunn launched the DCU. Oh, man. What's interesting is I enjoyed Michael Keaton as Batman in The Flash. You know, if they do it right, they could really do things well with him, an older Batman, and I don't see any problem with it. But that's if they do it right, you know. Also recall, you know, as people always say, the actors, they're all aged out. Talk to Hugh Jackman. What are you talking about? Was he like 58 or something? Still doing it? Killing it? Get the hell out of here. The actors age. Oh, they're too old. No, they can't.
I hate when people do that. I hate when y'all act as if like any and everything, like, bro, you're gonna see it if there's older versions of Superman, there's young versions of Superman. Cut it out. There's older versions of Batman in the comic book. I don't understand why y'all do this. Why you know what? I mean, let me just be clear here. Some of y'all are fucking cornballs. Like, for real. Y'all fucking cornballs. Like, and I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. Some of y'all are really fucking cornballs. Y'all know for a fact that there are superheroes in the superhero genre of DC, where they're older versions of Batman and older versions of Superman. Y'all know this, bro. Y'all know this. Even if they wanted to take that route. But Ben Affleck, Superman and Batman doesn't necessarily look young in the comic books anyway. They look about their age right now. This I say, some of y'all are fucking frauds. Y'all frauds. A lot of y'all dudes that hate Zack Snyder so much, y'all fucking frauds, bro. I'm just gonna call it like I see it. It does. Henry Cavill looks like what Superman looks like. Superman is not a young man in the comic books anyway. He's not in his 20s. He's not even, I don't believe he's even in his 30s. And Batman either. They're not in their 20s. So Ben Affleck is what? Ben Affleck, I believe, is like 55 or some shit. He still looks young though. And y'all know this, but y'all play this fucking game. Y'all so corny. Y'all so corny, man. Like for real, y'all so corny. I swear, bro, y'all corny. Y'all know this and y'all still pretend like y'all don't. Just be honest. God damn. Why y'all can't just be honest? Why y'all gotta play this stupid game? Well, no, actually, Batman is actually 65, and here you go, you got Michael Keaton. Is like, come on, bro. Y'all didn't say nothing when Michael Keaton came back as Batman. Y'all actually cheered it on. There was no excuses for him. He's like, what, 80 years old? Like, it's so corny, bro. Y'all so corny, I swear.
Yes, they can. Also recall how Insider said James Gunn isn't talent friendly and is stubborn about his vision. That appears to be exactly what's happening with Zack Kreger, who was supposed to pitch Gunn his DC film. Not talent friendly, huh? That's interesting. I know Guardians of the Galaxy cast loves him. Didn't they like boycott coming back until he was rehired or something like that? But it's interesting. It's interesting to hear. Directors do argue with the talent about stuff. So sometimes they have their vision, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? And but anyway, something clearly changed because Paramount traveled across the world to hear the pitch instead. When they haven't even closed the WBD deal yet. That's true. Or have they? My insight.
Well, let me think about this because I said that earlier. I don't know if they actually did, but now that I think about it, companies do go talk to people. They can go talk to somebody because it's not like James Gunn owns Warner Brothers. He doesn't own anything actually. He's just the head of DC Studios, but he doesn't own Warner Brothers. So maybe that's why. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, truth be told, we don't know. This deal could be already done, but I'm hearing that it's supposed to be today actually or tomorrow where the deal is supposed to be done. It was supposed to have been done the second or whatever. But me personally, I'm gonna tell you, I think that by Christmas they're gonna be talking about the Snyderverse. I think that, let's be clear here, and I said this before, and I'm gonna keep saying this. There is no other news that's coming out they're talking about the sale and the Snyderverse. That's it. Nobody's talking about nothing else. They ain't talking about Harry Potter. They ain't talking about Lord of the Rings. None of that. They ain't talking about anything else. They're talking about Snyder. Snyder doesn't even work for DC or Warner Brothers. And everybody's saying, and on all fronts, I ain't talking about just one studio or one company buying them. Everybody is saying Snyder, Snyder, Snyder. That's all the headlines are. Snyder, Snyder, Snyder. And y'all telling me y'all think that Zack Snyder is doing this, just putting this stuff out coincidentally? He's just putting out this stuff and then Gal Gadot and people are saying these things. No, there's something coming, bro. Y'all know it's something coming. Even if Zack gets hired back for one movie, something's coming, bro. Once they announce Zack Snyder and the Snyderverse is back, the internet is going to fall apart, bro. They're going to break the internet with that, bro. They're going to break the internet. I'm telling you, it's going to break the internet. They're going to break the internet to the point where the people who hate Zack Snyder is going to chime in too. It's going to break their internet. They know this. Everybody knows this, bro. Everybody knows this. Y'all can pretend like y'all what? I don't care. Y'all know this. Come on, bro.
Writer says, quote, Zack Krager was brought in by Mike DeLuca for weapons at WB. So this is a sign for things to come. The consolidation of DC studios overseen by primary studio heads, DeLuca and Abdi. Okay, so with the WBD sale, Gunn is out and a new DC is forming. With the WBD sale, I'm told James Gunn is out, Zack Snyder is back with the Snyderverse, and eventually, under Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi, a new DC universe will be reborn, if it hasn't started already.
I told y'all, man. I don't know, but I'm telling y'all now, if this is the case, bro, it's over, bro. I'm telling you, y'all might as well, everybody that said that the Snyderverse wasn't going to come back, y'all might as well just start logging out now. And they ain't even announced it yet. Just start logging out now. Log off and don't come online until Snyderverse is done. Because y'all was all saying, oh, the Snyderverse is never coming back. Give it up. Oh, I was in a group on Facebook where this dude was banning people for talking about the Snyderverse. But he was allowing people to talk crazy about Zack Snyder. I'm talking, oh, Zack Snyder is so corny. I'm talking like, I wish he died. All types of stuff, bro. He wasn't banning none of those people. But whenever I said anything, I went in there and I said, yeah, man, I want to see the nightmare sequence. He jumped in my inbox quick as shit. Jumped in my inbox, was like, oh, you can't be talking about this on this page. Don't be speaking about Snyder. It's too divisive. If you do, I'm going to have to ban you from the page. I'm like, bro. So I came back. I said, nigga, you let these people talk crazy in here. And when somebody say anything about Snyder, they jump on a post disrespecting them, calling them all types of gay names, all types of stuff. And you don't say nothing. But yet and still, somebody said they wish the nightmare sequence come back and you jump in their inbox? I said, bro, I'm off this page. I left the page. Because I said, this is crazy. And that's not the only page I've been in that was like that. A couple other pages was the same way. So you got people who actively hate Snyder. I don't know why. I don't know. Some people say because of the Martha scene. I don't know exactly why people hate Zack Snyder so much. I don't. Some people just can't tell me. I argue with this one boy. Shout out to a 4KO too. I argue with this one boy. On the 4KO, argue with this one boy, and on my channel, I had, not on this channel, but I had a different channel. I argued with a boy about it, and he was basically saying like, "Oh no, y'all be inflating Snyder's numbers and all this stuff." Like, and I said, "Why you don't like Snyder?" Because he's trash. And I said, "Well, tell me why. Why is he trash?" I don't have to tell you why. He's just trash. And I said, "Okay." So you feed it into the narrative. That's what it is. It's craziness. But if they come back with a new DC, I don't think it's going to be a new DC. I think that if they do come back, if Snyder comes back, I believe Snyder should finish his vision and then they take it from there. But it's going to happen, man. It's too many mouths talking, man. It's going to happen, man.
Just out, WB, is what we need, okay? The fans will never stop asking if you don't do this, okay? Justice League 2 and 3, okay? Man of Steel 2, and they want the solo Batfleck movie, okay? Hear me. You will never hear the end of it if you bring back and finish Justice League with 2 and 3. You are never going to hear the end of it if they don't get Man of Steel 2 and the solo Batman. Those are the 4 that everyone wants.
That's a fact. I'm telling you right now. You are never going to hear the end of it. Never. It's never going to stop, bro. I'm telling you. And the more you ignore it, the more you're going to say, damn, we left money on the table. You might as well give people what they're asking for. I don't understand why you studios do stuff like that. Maybe it's just Warner Brothers. But I don't understand why y'all do this. Marvel don't do this. Disney didn't do this. Disney gave people exactly what they wanted. They asked for it, they gave it to them, and that's why they was a thriving billion-dollar business for a long time when it comes to that. But then they start doing some goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Start doing some real goofy shit. But I'm telling y'all right now, man, it's never gonna stop. It's never gonna stop. Justice League 2 and 3, solo Batman film, Man of Steel 2. Well, even if you say Justice League 2 and Justice League 2 and Man of Steel is Justice League, that's just Man of Steel 2 is Justice League 3. You could do that, but I would say, even if you don't give us Man of Steel 2, even if that doesn't happen, just start with Justice League 2 and 3. Do the Nightmare scene. We need that. We need the Nightmare scene, bro. We need it. We need the Joker. We need Jared Leto's Joker, man. We need it. We need it all. Jared Leto's Joker. We need Ben Affleck's Batman. We need that, man. We need it. Darkseid. We need Darkseid, man. Come on, bro. Come on.
That's, you know what I'm saying? Like just some, like I read my comments a lot. There are some out there that actually would be happy with, I see sprinkled here, there. Some people say, oh, I just want Man of Steel 2. I see that a lot. And I see a lot of others saying, give us the solo Batfleck. Come on, please. They're begging for that. Now I see some people say, just finish out Justice League. God, let him finish his vision. Okay? So those are the three I hear all the time. If you want to make them all happy and so they never bother you again, okay? Finish out Justice League 1 and 2. Probably have them shoot at the same time and do Man of Steel 2 and the solo Batfleck, and you're good to go. But what's going to happen is Zack is great at superhero movies. They're probably going to be great. Okay? And what's going to happen is you're going to want to reboot, but you might as well run it parallel anyway. Might as well. I've been giving you this free advice for a long time. Just run them parallel. Just either you use DCU as Elseworlds or Zack is Elseworlds, and just let it keep going. Please the fans on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Fuck that Elseworld shit. Get the fuck out of here. Nah, we don't want that. We want Zack to take full range, man. I don't want no James Gunn on the sidelines now. Y'all want to keep James Gunn, cool. All right, cool. But we want Zack to take full control. DC, bro. That's it, bro. We want him to take full control. Come in, take full control, and start from where he left off at. You know what I'm saying? Where what's his name? Martian Manhunter came to see Batman. That's what we need. We need it from there. Nightmare sequence, bro. That's what we need. All this other shit, I'm not trying to hear that, bro. Forget all that. Forget all that, bro. No, absolutely not. So either way, thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all, man. I am out of here, man. Resort to Snyderverse. You know what it is, man. For all my people, love y'all. See y'all. Peace. Bye.